Greetings and welcome to Utique Bridal and Lifestyle Designs. I recently had the opportunity to design and sew a tuxedo-inspired dress. In this video, we're going to focus on how I created the single welt pocket for my dress. I want to thank Carrie for sponsoring this tutorial. If you want to see beautiful couture handwork, please visit her Instagram page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the interfacing to iron to the back of the welt pockets. Here I'm cutting 1/2 inch all the way around the pattern of the welt pocket. Next, I'm just going to trace the pattern onto the interfacing. Here I used pins to outline the pattern of the welt pocket. I made sure it went through the corner points of the welt pockets as well as the parallel lines. Using the pins, I aligned the interfacing. I pinned the interfacing and then I would flip it over and remove the pins on the other side. Next, remove the pins and then iron the interfacing down. When you are complete ironing all the interfacing, we are now ready for the pocket pieces. Note that they are all the same width as the back interfacing we had cut previously. However, the welt pieces are 3 times the length of the back interfacing. And the pocket is basically 2 times my hand length. Here is the satin fabric, and the interfacing will be ironed to the back of this fabric, and this is the pocket fabric. We are now ready to work on the welt. First, I'm going to trace the pattern onto the interfacing and then iron it to the back of the satin fabric. With the right sides of the fabric facing each other, I'm going to use pins to align the welt pocket patterns. I'm going to push it through the corner point and then align it to the corner point of the fabric. Then push it to the top corner and then align the top corner of the front fabric. I will do the same for the other side and then just place another pin just to stabilize it. Now I'm going to sew the 2 parallel lines, and I'm just going to make sure they do not pass the corner points. Here I use the zipper foot. I realized this just helped me see the corner points better. Here I'm just going to snip in the very center and then cut and then stop about 1/4 inch right before the end and then cut it into the corner points. Next I'm going to fold the bottom part up and then iron. And now the top part, fold it down and then iron. I'm going to pull both ends through the slit, including the triangle ends. Lay the fabric flat and then iron. Next, I'm going to fold the bottom portion up into the top corner points. Iron it flat. When you flip it over, you will now see the welt. Next, you're going to sew along the triangle line, and that will sew the fold as well. Repeat for the other side. And it should look like this. From the front of the fabric, you're going to stitch in the ditch at the bottom of the welt pocket. So from the back, you'll see this line. Now ready to sew the pocket. Align the pocket with the bottom part of the welt fabric and sew it together. Next, I'm going to open it up and sew a stay stitch. Now fold the pocket up and align it with the top part of the welt fabric. You can sew it all the way around using your sewing machine or the serger. Now from the top of the pocket, I am going to sew straight across where it folds, and that will fold the welt fabric and the pocket fabric together. And this will stabilize the top part of the pocket. And the single welt pocket is complete. I got to match the satin of the welt pocket to the satin buttons as well as the satin lapel. And I got to wear the tuxedo-inspired dress to a wedding event presenting my Luxe DIY veil kit. Have you ever sewn a welt pocket? And if you have, feel free to share some of your tips and tricks. If you enjoyed this tutorial, click the like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get future notifications. Thank you for visiting, and I hope you get inspired to create something extraordinary out of the ordinary.